Hello YouTube, Jedi Fuka here, and in this video we're going to be doing the Grave of Curse. I'm farming stage 8, so I'm going to show you guys my team. As we get into this, I'm going to let you know the actual staple of the team is an epic and a rare, and I'm going to post links to my videos from season 0, where I did this on my account when I wasn't pulling legendaries at all, so you guys can see how free to play account can get there. A big thing with this dungeon is to remember I'm farming a lot of Harpy, so I have legendary gear. It's going to take you a while to get up to 7 and 8 in this dungeon because you're going to need the more legendary gear so you have higher HP and defensive stats so you can take these hits. So real quick with our team composition, our staples, you have Furbath. You can replace him with anyone who has an attack penalty 2. It's got to be the 2. We do have Dane in this team who has an attack penalty 1, and it's not enough to keep the boss's shield low. So you need attack penalty 2. Dane here is dispelling 2 buffs, which he's going to keep the buffs off the boss. You can replace him with anyone who's either dispelling buff or who is preventing buffs from going up. So you have options like Voresh. He has the buff prohibition that he puts up. You just put it up before the buffs go up. Or there is the rare Livia, I believe she's right here, who also has a buff prohibition. So definitely multiple options for this slot, but you need someone who's either preventing buffs or taking buffs off. And then my rare is going to be Megan, who's going to give us a defense up and a continuous heal. So she's doing a lot of our heals and keeping our defense going. Now I do have a team set up for timing on this one. I will show you my timing real quick, so if you want to try this. This doesn't work full auto, it just works for the initial getting us going on the boss. The issue with the autos is these skills can't go lower than the default, even though we have things that make them speed up. The boss goes at 18 seconds a round, so whenever I turn these on, these will slowly fall off of where they need to land. But if I set them like this, I can do the first few rounds without having to click. So the way this run is going to work, if you are using a buff prohibition, you need to make sure you have enough defense to take the first attack because you're not going to be able to prevent the very first time. And then you want to time it to where you're using that right in here before those buffs go up. For my team, we want to make sure their moves all go off within these 2 bar sets. Dane's gonna remove the buff, Megan's gonna give us those defense ups, continuous heals, and Furbath is gonna do that decrease attack to keep that shield low. And then we have our DPSs taking it out. If you go watch my free-to-play video, you're gonna see I only use 1 DPS and I use someone else's utility to help my team out. That's also another option if you're trying to find a way to get through this dungeon. And now for me, I'm going to turn that off because it's going to throw my timing off if I leave it on too long. Now Megan also, when she does her A2 heal, she is giving an ultimate up to someone. And so sometimes you have to watch that to make sure that skills don't go off too early with her giving that extra ultimate up. But if you're having a hard time with this dungeon, that does help you with making sure skills are going off on time. Now we're going to see with Dane here, if you are using him when the boss gets below half health, you really want to be manualing him because his special makes it so that his ultimate gets cycled a lot more. This is great for a lot of battles, but it does throw off the timing during this fight, so you got to really watch Dane's special. Sometimes he can do his move twice in a bar, but if you don't get that second time and you're doing full auto, you're going to end up not removing the debuffs and it's going to cause you some issues. So be careful with his and just manual it so you make sure you get the debuff removal that you need. Alright guys, so as you see, the run goes pretty smooth doing that. I said your main staples is you need someone in Dane's spot removing debuffs or preventing buffs, someone in Megan's spot giving you defense up, and someone in Furbass spot doing an attack down. I am going to link my older videos so you guys can check that out. Just wanted to show off my team. Now for stage 8, we are geared up pretty high, so keep that in mind. Once you start doing this, just scale it down to the levels you're doing. You're gonna want to farm some Harpy until you get some legendary gear. For Megan's gear, this isn't even optimal gear for her. This is actually the gear that I use for Catherine here, but I didn't feel like rebuilding a set, and as long as she's surviving, it's good. Anyways, that's it guys. I hope y'all have a good day.